And Susanna and me are joined today by political commentator Laura Schwartz. She was, well, she's the author of Eat, Drink, and Succeed, we should say that, but also former White House insider under the Clinton administration. And I'm happy you're here because we got to hear about the Clinton Global Initiative. It's underway in Chicago right now, and you've got the scoop for us.
It is, and yesterday was an incredible kickoff. Mrs. Clinton was there, the secretary, former senator, former first lady, now one of the co-chairs of the Bill, Hillary, and Chelsea Clinton Foundation and CGI America, which is happening here for the third year in a row in Chicago, focuses on creating innovation at home here in America, from jobs, bringing together community partnerships and great organizations that work between for-profit and not-for-profit. So it was an incredible day, but the best part was Mrs. Clinton kicking it off.
Yeah, talk about her speech. You got to break that down. What was it like to be in the room? Were there any hints of anything?
Well, you know, everybody can always infer a hint, but the really neat thing was that she really laid forth her three priorities for the Clinton Global Initiative and her involvement. One, early childhood education. Two, opportunities for women and girls. And three, economic and job development here at home. And it really set the pace for how she'll be involved for CGI when they do the international event in September over in New York. But as she spoke, not a single pen dropped in the room. Nobody, I don't think anybody was breathing. It was so quiet, except for the big series of applauses. And people were just really excited to see her. She looked rested, she looked strong, she looked healthy, and she really looked ready to go and be involved and lay out these priorities.
Let's take a look. I think we have a little clip here, some of what she said.
When women participate in the economy, everyone benefits. This also should be a no-brainer. When women participate in peacemaking and peacekeeping, we are all safer and more secure. And when women participate in politics, the effects ripple out across society.
I think that's the point where we all stood up after that.
The only thing is I heard her speak a couple of months ago in New York, and it was similar. There was a lot of excitement. She was at the Women in the World conference, and we all were just, you know, elevated to see her speak. And then when she spoke, she did what she did in that video. She just looked at her notes, looked up, looked at her notes, looked up. There was no personal connection with the audience, whereas when I've seen Bill Clinton speak, he can go for an hour without looking at a note. He can, it's all off the top of his head.
It's a hard person to compare to, though, because he is like the master.
I was just going to say, you compare anyone to President Clinton.
Does she have anywhere near the charisma? And I want her to succeed because I want to vote for a woman for president. But I look at her and I think, can she bring it?
Oh, absolutely. I think we saw her bring it, both as Secretary of State, traveling to 112 countries over 4 years, repairing our relationships abroad. That takes charisma. Her primary campaign was incredible. Didn't beat Barack Obama in it, which is a whole other, you know, enigma in itself. But I really think that she does. Yesterday, she was very methodical, very policy-oriented, and really laying out her priorities for the Clinton Global Initiative and the impact that she can make. And now today, announcing another project called Too Small to Fail, which again really focuses on early childhood development in the brain.
Interesting. We'll look to hear more from that because it's here in Chicago.
Very exciting.
Good, nice to get a little inside view. We also want to talk about the Cheerio ad, guys, the Cheerios ad, because okay, it featured the biracial couple with a biracial daughter, and there was racist backlash to this, which is sort of unbelievable. We'll get to that in a second. Now there's a parody out that features the same gorgeous little actress, and take a look because it basically is talking about how people who are not happy with the changing face of America, well, here's another step forward. Take a look at this.
Mom?
Yes, honey?
Is it true that eating a healthy breakfast cereal like we do every morning is normal? And in the year 2013, the way our family looks shouldn't be such a big deal?
Well, it says here that Cheerios is heart healthy. And I say that we have the God-given right to stuff our faces with whatever we want and with whomever we want, no matter what the haters say.
All right, and then the big reveal is she walks in to see her other mommy instead of the African-American father. So it's, you know, they're saying, you know, look at this. But what do you guys think of that when you see this new parody out there?
I kind of wonder why people were so shocked by the first one. I don't find this one shocking at all. Maybe it's because I live in the big city where I see all sorts of
What's the big deal? Right?
I know kids with two mommies, lots of them, and so I look at this and I'm like, you know, I hope people just open their eyes and realize that all these hate-fueled comments on YouTube are just silly. The world has changed.
I think it's refreshing though too, because it's like I was in department stores over the weekend, and I was in the home section, and every single picture of the family that they created was like the perfect black family, but they were both black, and then there was the Hispanic family, and then there was the white family. It didn't look like America to me. That's not the America any of us know.
That we know. And these children that have two mommies or two daddies are fully functioning and great kids. So maybe this does invite the conversation, and we'll see more of that at department stores, Anna, in different pictures, because it shouldn't be shocking. This is America, and it's very positive.
It's funny that Cheerios had to go first.
Yeah,
weird. Not what you would expect.
They start our day, and they, pave the way.
We want to talk about Melissa McCarthy, Chicago actress. She's lashing back at that critic, the film critic, who not only took a shot at her movie, okay, he didn't like the movie, but he also took a shot at her physique, calling her tractor-sized and a female hippo. And she's saying, okay, she came out to the New York Times and said, here's the guy, Rex Reed. If the review appeared when I was 20, it might have crushed me. But now she feels like, I represent a different type of body type in Hollywood, and I'm proud to do that for younger women who don't have the Hollywood ideal type body. And she also says, quote, I feel really badly for someone swimming in so much hate. Are you cheering for her when you hear this? It's like, come back. And I really like how she handled it.
What's most incredible about it is he made all these hateful, mean-spirited comments in February. And here it is June, and now, she's finally responding to it with the ultimate class and dignity. I think there's nothing more undignified than being mean-spirited. Name calling, I have absolutely no place for. And I feel like Rex Reed, criticize her movie, criticize her acting abilities, don't hate her for
exactly.
her race.
And to think that this has lived on since he first made the comments. I'm glad she addressed it. I think she stands up for women everywhere. And it's people can't say those things. It's not professional, personally. Just there's no room for hate speech, and that is exactly what it was.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so then we also have to talk about Robert Downey Jr. He made a little toddler cry because this little 18-month-old is supposedly a little super fan for Iron Man, and he gets to meet Iron Man, he thinks, and he gets to meet Iron Man, so he shows up, and Robert Downey Jr. is not in costume. So little Jackson Deno just broke down and cried. Poor little guy.
I know, and really, why should an 18-month-old know who Iron Man is? That's what I thought when I read this. Does your daughter know that?
My daughter's 18 months, and she cried last night because I wouldn't let her drink the dirty bath water. I don't think Robert should take this to heart, because I'm not sure. You never know what they're crying about.
No, obviously he pulls off Iron Man very well. If that little kid, couldn't tell that. Well, I think this goes to show why Robert Downey Jr. is getting like $100 million for the next two sequels. He's pretty believable. People want him. I'd wear that suit every day for $100 million.
Absolutely.
Every
puts him in a new class of actors.
I'll be here next week.
Very cute.
Well, we'd like to have you back next week. So thank you, Laura Schwartz, for being here. Eat, Drink, and Succeed is the name of the book. We'll be back with more. And two experts, makeup tips for summertime. That as we continue here, 9-10 on a Friday morning.